in which we are jumping right into it. So, what happened last episode, last recording, is that we're stopping the Vex from being able to calculate and turn the tides against us by simulating what is happening with the singularity, and they're creating a whole net to contain it. Basically, there's a black hole, and they're making sure that the black hole can't consume everything that's outside of it. That's what's happening here, basically. And while we were doing that to stop them, we found a piece of our history, of our past, that Lodi can now see what happened between the collapse to current day, fill in his gaps. While Ikora is starting to understand how a lot of the quantum mechanics of the universe, that it's all, how do I put it, complex with how the Nine want to be interacting with us. In that, if the Nine are basically like the spirits of the planets, that's basically what it is. They're the spirits of the planets. How are they like literally, how are they putting their fingers in what we're doing? Think like Master Hand being a marionette, like marionette puppeteer. Something like that with the universe, where the inner planets, the sun to Mars, they don't mind interacting with us, right? And then the outer ones, they don't want anything to do with us whatsoever. That's what they told us in the last sequence of events. It's hard to kind of decipher what's happening between in and out of combat, and so that's what I'm here to do, is translate a lot of like the story beats, and honestly, look cool in the process. Doing my best to, at least. Either first trying an arena, or just going in as efficiently as possible. Because as a warlock, we know how to clear a room. Look at that. We are the agent of the Nine. And as a quick setup for newer players coming back, or for older players coming back, or for new players trying to find gear to farm, you can't particularly get my armor set anymore. However, I think Artifice armor still has a place in terms of just like what you can achieve and accomplish with your gear. I don't know if there's any more master dungeon runs yet, because of how they're changing up a lot of the system. And of course, you want to get like tier 4, tier 5 gear, but you can't do that without being in campaign on legendary. If you're a veteran player coming into it, your current gear is still just fine. Like, I have not changed anything in my armor, in my loadout, aside from the mods, and I just run the one loadout because, yeah, it's just not fully necessary for me to deal with a lot of the other stuff. So for this next section, I'm going to want a little bit of just some sniper resistance and blast resistance, because dealing with the Vex, it tends to be a lot of that. Yes. Other than that, fastball, keep your uptime with your abilities. At least that's my playstyle as a warlock. I have everything to drop a buttload of stuff into a room and take out all the mobs and all the majors. And dealing with shields. Small things like that to consider in your loadout. So, I got one of the swords that came in the campaign, or not even in the campaign, just from grinding out. Like, this is just one of the general swords. Polaris Lance you can buy from the kiosk in the center, and just one of the random guns that you can get from just running stuff. Or if you're fancy like me, you could even just use this one. Honestly, I could use this one. I do need to start using my special ammo, so yeah. I mean, we didn't play through Festival of Light for nothing, right? Look at this. I have a Nerf gun. Or I have a Super Soaker. That's what I'm using here. I am saving interdimensional beings with a Super Soaker. It's nonsensical. This game is sci-fi, and the best part of fiction is that you can make it whatever you want it to be. Look at this thing. That's better. Now that's a summer weapon. That's a weapon an agent of the Nine would use. Yeah. You know what? I might put it like that. It looks nice. It looks nice. It's just our consideration. And the more you play the game, the more you unlock all of these different fashion stuff. They all come back in some way, shape, and form. But there are some of those that you just can't get a hold of anymore. Like this. Ooh. this. Oh. Mm-hmm. What should I use? What will I use? I don't know. Oh. Yes. Absolutely. As much as I love the Super Soaker look of this thing. This. Let's do it. I need something to clear a room, right? And SMG is always good, too. But precision is my game. Plus, it gives me a reason to generate ammo. Where am I going? My job is to stick to the right. Got it. Let's go. Yeah, so like I was saying in the last episode, is just like a lot of this, a lot of like this half of Kepler reminds me of Io in that it's a lot of ancient cave diving. That's what I've been trying to say in the last episode, is that that's what this feels like. Whereas Venus was like the ancient jungle desert world, like in that Destiny's a science fantasy, this is like it follows in that same vein. I really appreciate that, of like just the design structure of Destiny. And why still come back to this game? Like, yes, there is the grinding for all the cool endgame gear, but take some time to just appreciate the nonsense of the world around you. Why do you, like, why am I exploring Kepler? This is fun for me. I like to take my time and just savor the campaigns. As much as I want to start grinding out endgame gear, why are we grinding out endgame gear? Why are we doing this in the first place? Well, how else are we going to save the galaxy, right? How else are we going to save our known time and space of the universe? By doing it in style, and doing it with the best equipment we can get. And learning about the universe at large, and what it means to us. And I feel like that's something that a lot of players tend to forget about of the game. It's just, the game still has a story. Like, take the time to slow down and just really let it sink in of what is happening. Like, yes, we fought Vex for years, but like, what does it mean to be fighting Vex now versus back then? Where they were just one collective hive mind, but now they have the threat of Maya Sundaresh controlling them. Who knows? Maybe sometime in the near future, we might have Vex allies in the system. How cool would that be? And once we... Ow, bastard. Once we're done with Kepler, you know, we're going to be moving outside our solar system. Like, we're taking the steps to leave Sol. People have been asking for Destiny 3. We're on the bridge to Destiny 3. Or like, this is like the footsteps of Destiny 3 and what's to come in the campaign and the future of the universe. The old campaigns will still be there. If you want to like relive the universe, now you have access to that. And to newer players coming in, this is what you're going to be coming into. There's a new mystery. And by completing the older campaigns, it's just a more like a larger understanding of our universe as a whole. And that's what you're buying whenever you get this. And they're doing a better job at filling in the gaps of, who are these characters? What are they doing here? Why are they here?
Scans are picking up a lot of moving radiolaria beneath the surface. Are they trying to assimilate Kepler?
We can't allow a Vex conversion to happen. Our own investigation aside, the Ionians call this place home.
We won't save them from the singularity just to lose them to the Vex. Crush the eye of the needle and the thread will choke.
The Vex here aren't a splinter faction. The Conductor is leading them.
Oh, Sundaresh. Her motives smack of unfinished business and desperation.
If she's here in person, it can't be good. Last we saw her, we learned how cruel she could be, even to her loved ones.
You mean Shioma? I remember the two of them were lost in the Vex network. How is this what became of them?
Shioma was horrified by what Maya became. And Maya couldn't handle that. We know how she works. That gives us an edge, even if she's dangerous. Guardian, that machine looks like another time-lost invitation, similar to the one that empowered you before.
If the Nine want to give you power, who are we to refuse?
Now that's something. I can see you now. When you're all spherical like that, it's almost like a star in the sky. We're connected through a chain of dark matter. It's in everything.
If it's a chain linking to your enemies, use it to pull them apart.
A little violent, but if the situation calls for it.
So yeah, before we continue, as per always, you know what to do. And also, let's make sure the Vex don't take over another planet. We don't need more of that.
That Vex mind was controlling the flow of radiolaria. Without it, their assimilation of Kepler will stall.
I know Maya Sundaresh and her schism. This shield was echinacea, an anti-paracausal shell. It is a spark of the Nine, derived from their power. I recognize its shallow anxiety. Kepler harbors their influence.
You aren't suggesting they're helping each other? The Conductor and the Nine?
No. This place has always been touched by the Nine. The Vex exploit it somehow. I can put this together, Ikora. I promise.
Alright. So yeah. And he managed to stop the Vex from taking over the planet. For those that don't know Vex lore, that little glowy spot in their stomachs, that's the Vex. That's the Vex. All the mechanical bits, that's just the shell. In Halo terms, think like the Hunters, where the worms control all of like the big blue parts. That's how the Vex operate. And so if enough minds come together, they make those big ass things. If you notice, it was like 2 big ass minds that are controlling it. Yeah. And so, because like there's the powers of the Nine are being able to be copied by the Vex, that is a no bueno being type situation in terms of the space magic of Destiny. So, let's see how we counter that. You know, I think a good 20-minute adventure is a solid point. We'll finish out this chapter for tonight's stream, and then we'll pick it up again when I come back from my break. So yeah.